Okay, hear me out. I think it's time for a speak on it. That's really the way to get down to the bottom of exactly what is happening behind the scenes on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Candy, just give us a speak on it. It's as simple as that. I know you are booked and busy and you're doing the things and whatnot, but I was just sitting here. I was rewatching this clip from, and this was reshared by No Chaser. So shout out to them, but I was just thinking as she's talking in this interview clip, I'm like, yo, Candy, yo, like the easiest way would be to just do a speak on it. You, Don Juan, or maybe you and Shamia, or just like sit down and like have a ponderosa. Maybe you, well, I can't, it won't be you and K Michelle, clearly. I was about to say Candy and K Michelle, but that ain't gonna happen because K Michelle and Rakshida and you know, I don't know. That's not gonna happen, clearly. But I mean, man, wouldn't that be interesting? That would be so fascinating. So here's what the headline reads. Candy says, if she were to return to a reality TV docuseries, it would be Housewives. And she adds, it's hard when people talk about you and you are not there to defend yourself. Okay. So we talked about how she's been a topic of conversation. Angela brought her up. K. Michelle brought her up. She was definitely spoken about heavily in the Carlos King and Shamia interview when getting the backstory with regards to Portia, Candy, and that whole dungeon season 9, all of that. Now, with regards to the interview that she did, she states, well, it's really asked if she would return to reality TV, the world of reality TV. And the response would be if she were to do another type of show, another docu-series type of show, it would be Housewives, that she has been asked and that she's just not ready to go back yet. So the door is open. It sounds more open than it did last year, I would say. Maybe she feels a bit freer because of she's a single woman again, so her story would definitely be different. And obviously growth and change. I mean, kind of similar to Portia's arc, right? Off of the show, she for Portia was definitely different. She got married, right? Did her own thing, had her spinoff, and then just kind of existed and lived a fabulous life for a while with Simon. So even as Portia was coming back to the show, it was understood that she was coming back as a married woman. And then there was a pivot, okay, a left turn, and things went left. And she came back as a single one, right? Or about to be. So it would be interesting to see Candy back in the mix in that way. But also, too, I mean, how would she fit with Phaedra on there, who she really probably never wants to really interact with ever again? And now also with K Michelle being a part of the mix, and K Michelle saying she don't really care about this candy coated nights click, right? Especially with regards to how Candy feels like she is going to be loyal to Toya and to Rashida, for whom K Michelle has beef with in the past. Man, I don't know. I mean, but for right now, I feel like what we need is a speak on it all about this. I mean, and then just clear it all up, Candy. Just clear it all up. That would be the easiest thing to do. And I'm sure you might want to throw a lifeline to Shamia because Lord knows she needs one. Okay. She needs one right now. Lord be with her. All right. May the odds ever be in your favor. So that's Candy's take on whether or not she would return. The door sounds open. It sounds like there's possibility there. I'm assuming the money's got to be, the coin would have to be right. Coin's got to be right. So we'll see how that plays out, if that's a possibility. Okay, let's get into our next story. Shout out to our friends over at the Reality Rundown for this and Gabbing with Gib. Okay, Gibson John. So here is Cynthia Bailey's take on the Bigfoot commentary. She wishes that Shamia would stop targeting someone's physical appearance. It's not a fair fight and admitted that the jokes have become a little offensive. She then praises Angela, according to the article. You can hear it here, but because this belongs to Gibson Johns, I don't want to play it on this channel because I don't want to, have any issues with that. But that's me paraphrasing based on what they also say here, and it is what she says. And the reason I wanted to discuss this today is she does go on to call Angela gorgeous, saying that she carries herself with class and grace. And the point that she, I think, is making here that kind of is annoying to me is that she too has the same size shoe as Angela. Okay. So you know what's here's the thing. I agree. I agree with you, Cynthia. I absolutely agree. If we are going to say Shamia, bad girl, very bad girl, you need to stop it with these insults. Then we're going to have to say the same thing across the board. You're going to have to tell Angela, no more Mr. Clean jokes, no more Papa Smurf jokes. That's equally as offensive. There can't be any Hobbit jokes, but oh, I guess those are okay because we don't really the people don't really like Kelly, so I'm sure most people will be okay with them still calling her Hobbit or Troll or whatever, that they have been calling her on the show, right? Those are fine. Or are they not? Or is it only because you feel like you fit into the bigger foot club? And I feel like what Cynthia has done here is attached herself to someone else's issue. And I don't get why. Like, yeah, you're a tall woman. So yeah, your foot is going to be proportionate to your body size. It absolutely should be, right? So for me, the Sasquatch insult is, while I can see it being offensive, I just think that if we're going to be offended by that, then you should also share in the offense of all of the other names that the women are calling each other across the board. Or is that not fair? Or is that not accurate? And have you guys not been doing some of these things for a very long time? Okay. Because Shamia was also called Flavor Flav, right? So if we're going to stop the jonesing with each other and doing the dozens, as the people used to say back in the day, doing the dozens, right? Because that's where a lot of this stems from. Because again, you're not going to see the same level of discourse on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You're just not going to see it, right? You're not going to see you're just not gonna see it. Okay. You're not gonna see any one of those ladies calling one of the other ladies Bigfoot. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see them calling each other Mr. Clean, Papa Smurf, Flavor Flav, or you're not gonna see one of them calling the other people Kid Rock. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree with you, Cynthia. Let's stop it all across the board. I don't know what's gonna be y'all go-to reads moving forward. I mean, but what I say is, and I've said it before, and I think I said it the other day. I remember something that Emily Simpson said on the Real Housewives of Orange County. She may not be the best metric for which you want to establish your reads, but she did say we don't have to talk about her looks. We could talk about her character. That's bad enough. Okay. So yeah, let's keep it to what that person is actually saying or doing, or what type of person that person actually is. Because I feel like if you really got the read in you, then you really ain't got to reach far for it. No, no. So I want Cynthia to keep the same energy for everyone across the board. And I want her to, I can't tell her not to be sensitive to a comment that I guess if she feels like it applies to her too, then she's gonna welcome the insult. I can't blame her for that because she might feel like, did I catch a stray in that? Obviously, it wasn't meant for you, but I can understand that. I can certainly empathize, but let's clear it across the board. Nobody should be insulting. So I hope that goes the same for the people that you rock with and that's sitting on your couch at the reunion as well. Okay. With that being said, that's just my hope because I love Cynthia, and this shocks me just a little bit because I'm kind of like, I don't expect Cynthia to. There's people operating on a spectrum, right? and they can only see sometimes as far as what they can see. And I just want the same level of accountability for everybody across the board. Because after a while, it just starts to feel like we're just now picking at this one person. Granted, this one person don't always do themselves any favors, but yeah, come on now. Because I don't see Phaedra being offended when Portia calls Kelly a troll. And matter of fact, I feel like it was Phaedra who called Kelly a hobbit. Now, I can't foresee Phaedra being that much taller than Kelly. So, would she then be offended if Portia calls Kelly a troll because she's short too? Or no? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section down below. Somebody let me know. With that being said, y'all, let's continue these conversations in the comments, and I will catch you in the next video.